Hi, in this video, as part of your self-preparation plan, I would like to talk a little bit about your speech protocol. There are a lot of things that we have got as to be kept in mind because the kind of condition in which you're going to speak to them is going to be very special. It's one huge occasion that you have been waiting for. The time has come. You're going there and then you can't take things for chances, and you can't also expect them to mislead you. And for that, a few of the suggestions, small ones that I like to mention here. See, my generation is touchy about those slangs, and you have to be careful about those words like yeah, yep, ma'am. You have to use madam. So you have to be a little respectful in the statements that you're making. In fact, as part of the speech protocol, I would like to mention not speaking for at least 1-2 seconds after the question gets ending is also important. Give respect to the question. Let the question sink inside and then come out with an answer. So I suppose it is very vital that you do not just start off, blast off as soon as the question ends. Give some respect. Let the question sink inside and then start your answer. Also, I'd like to mention that do not give close-ended statements. Close-ended statements are offensive for my generation from your generation. Like, for example, when you say that most important reason of this, no, why should you say that most important reason? I should decide. Give open statement like one of the most important reason for this is like that. That's accepted. I would buy that. Not say that as we understand. How come you can deprive me of my independence of understanding? Use third person as one understands, as one may understand, sir, as one may understand, madam. As my reading suggests in this direction, some formal way of going about it, because you're interacting with somebody where you would be like one of them at the fag end of your career or even after you finish off your working career. So that respect has to be there in your speech. Also, I would like you to be mindful of the structure of the answer. It should start from the core of the question and then actually end at the core of the question. This is very important. That means sometimes I find some students, they give a tangential answer. They start from here and end here. The question score is lying here. Some of them have got peripheral. They start from a periphery, come to the core of the answer and then end at the periphery. That restructure of answer. That's not something which I'm interested. I'm interested that you start your answer, weave it around, and then ultimately when you close, it is at the core of the question, so that the person gets a sense of completeness in the answer that has got. Also, when you're giving an answer, I would expect that those answers have to be like having some depth in them, like you touch different dimensions. And when you're touching different dimensions, I would also like you to have those dimensions elaborated to some extent. Some of the students, they have got very big depth in the answer, but no expansion. Some of them, they've got one answer and elaborate too much. So ensure that the structure of the answer is such that basically it is one point elaborated, one. So structural and vertical and horizontal judicious mix is there. That's the balanced answer all about. Mind it that when you're speaking, your answer is like that. Apart from that, I would also like you to suggest that you should not go for oxymoronic references. I find a lot of students get into that. Like, I do not know, sir, but what is this? If you do not know, you don't speak. Why are you speaking? I'm not sure, and then you still speak. So don't go for some such kind of references. Another very vital part of your protocol of speech is that try and ensure there is a hope and positivity in your answer. This sells very well with my generation. I mean, you're my next generation. When you're giving me hope, I'm giving you marks. So don't be cynical and then say something that there's nothing much can be done about it and then depressing answers. Well, I mean, maybe you're talking about reality, but who is interested in the reality? At the end, we all will be dead, but we're alive with lots of hope and positivity. I'm happy if you give me hope. You give me solutions, you give me positivity. And this is something which you can be sensitized about, and this is something that you can see in your answers reflecting. I'm sure with these small things, definitely it's going to build to your understanding of how you're going to speak and interact with the people. And some of the small list of speech protocols which I have shared with you that will help you sensitized and then ensure that you ultimately get a marks that you can be proud for rest of your life. My best wishes.